unmute now. Let's see if that works. So I muted it and unmuted it. I mean, all the bars look good on our end, so I don't know. So I guess we'll find out if YouTube is actually recording this. Tom can't get sound on this either. He texted me. Shit. All right, hang on a sec. Let me see if we can. I might be able to use this. It's a close-up microphone, but it still may actually work. We'll find out. I think it's probably because I swapped it midway. Can't find the hole.
Wait, so they can't hear us, so I can just mouth everything.
Yeah. Like, fuck you, motherfucker.
Oh, got it.
What's that? Oh, we got it?
Wondering where that picked up at.
But I didn't switch. It's still the same.
Can
you hear me now, Ian?
Oh.
Let's see. Okay, repeat everything you said. Okay. But I didn't switch this, so it still should be recording, I think. And nothing changed, right?
Right. No,
okay.
I mean, we didn't.
So
maybe just cut out for a second on
yeah, I don't know.
YouTube's
but if it's going now, then that's great. So yeah, we'll repeat everything we just said.
Do we need to go backwards first? So
yeah.
It's really hard.
So Ian, basically, we like it a lot. We're a little confounded but surprised, happily surprised, at the fruit aspect of it. There appears to be a strawberry strain through it that sort of sticks to the roofs of our mouths. Roofs of our mouths.
Roofs of our mouths.
And but it's nice. It's very well balanced. We like the use of hops. I don't get a whole lot of alcohol-y taste out of it.
No, I agree. It's very smooth.
I wouldn't compare this to an Enjoy By, but that's okay. It's there's very little citrus in here. It's all very dampened kind of hops, which are nice in its own right. And it's more like excuse me, a Founder's kind of style, but it's really enjoyable.
Yeah.
So enjoyable. I guess that's good if it's enjoyable. It's lovely. It's a lovely IPA.
Do we want to give a number rating on this?
Yeah, of course we do. As always.
We have to.
We have to. Yeah. Yeah.
Should we Griswold style tongue roll this one?
In the pantheon of American IPAs, I'd say this holds its own. As far as home brews, it's probably one of the better. No, I would say probably the best home brewed IPA I've had. But that's not counting my key lime IPA, which I'm actually putting in conditioning tomorrow. So you wait for that. But it's great.
It's great.
I think it's a great beer. It's definitely a Michigan style IPA.
Right.
I think it represents that sort of regional characteristic really well. I prefer West Coast IPAs.
Huh, funny.
Yeah, well, but that's everybody knows that. But this is quite lovely, and I have no problem drinking this. I'm going to give this a solid 8 out of 10.
Wow.
I think
you read my mind.
I think it's easily an 8.
That was actually what I was going to say. I also give this an 8. Good work, Ian.
Good job. I really want to try to emulate, the good characteristics of this. Where I mentioned previously that I want to use more distilled water. I'm not happy with the quality of the water here. Too hard to clone, but ground up some grapefruit and orange. So we're getting. We wonder where the fruit was.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So he's getting the sweetness from like the orange, and like the bitterness from the grapefruit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's that nice bitterness. The IBU. I didn't detect grapefruit, but that makes total sense now that you say it.
Yeah, it's definitely there.
He picked up strawberry on the. Well, we both picked up something
right in the nose.
Fruity on the nose, and then when we started sipping it, we thought strawberry, because it just seemed like strawberry, but the grapefruit sort of makes more sense because it does have that sort of bright juiciness. That's what I couldn't figure out because it tasted like strawberry, but it was this brightness, like right down the center. And I think it's maybe that bitterness that sort of isolated it on my taste buds. But it's, it's really good. Orange is interesting. And
I'm wondering actually the proportions of orange to grapefruit as well.
Yeah, what do you think about that, Ian? What proportions of fruit did you put in there? Because
I actually say this is
prominent, but it's very balanced.
Yeah, it's definitely. But I'd say like the orange definitely has a sweetness. Like you're getting more of the like the meat of the orange, and then at the very back end of the beer, you're getting actually that grapefruit. But at the same time, they play off each other because the bitterness definitely kind of reins it in. But
yeah,
I mean, it's actually a lot sweeter of an IPA than I've really ever had, for that matter.
And that's really smart to do. I would have never thought of putting orange in there. I mean, the pith of an orange would be a kind of a good complement to the grapefruit, I think, because it really amps up the bitterness.
Right.
And I happen to like, more rind than fruit. Okay, that makes sense because that would give you a lot more pith, and that would actually ramp up the bitterness for you, and that actually makes a whole lot of sense. And I think that was really smart. I'm real curious about the orange aspect of it. What that was like. If it was just simply tossing in fruit, or did you? And if you used fresh fruit, I've only ever used canned fruit for the most part, because I'm all really paranoid on when each were ground up and put in the grain and sparged. Okay.
Interesting.
Because I'm really paranoid about tainting my batches. So, but it's I would really like to try that because I really like to try just weird stuff. Right now, in that keg right there, it's on the other side of this monitor, is the Good and Evil. It's on the board there. It's Saison. So
which I'm excited about, but.
Yeah, that's not going to be done until 7/27, so.
Well, that could be my birthday beer.
It's going to be a little ways.
My birthday's on the 22nd.
Ah, nice.
So,
I did notice that, too.
Yeah.
But it's basically sweet hot relish. Sweet hot relish.
The good kind.
Like tomato pepper relish that you would mix up with cream cheese. And it's that and a Saison, and I'm hoping, it's going to alleviate the sweetness of the Saison, which tends to be a little heavy in the caramel malt.
So I'd say on that note,
yeah,
I saw on the plane something that you should use for your next beer.
Mm-hmm.
It's salsa.
What's that?
It is actually like a relish that you put on like picnic food, like hamburgers, hot dogs.
Yeah.
That's actually coleslaw and salsa mix.
Oh, okay. And it comes in a
jar, just like a regular relish jar actually.
Okay.
But apparently.
Okay. Yeah.
It's all the rage in U.S. Airways Flight magazine.
I'm sure it'd be awesome on a hot dog.
I bet it'll be amazing on a hot dog.
I'd go for it.
But I talk about interesting beers.
Yeah, that'd be. And I want to go.
Unidentifiable.
I want to go weird. I'm actually, my next batch that I'm brewing on Sunday is going to be an IPA, and I bought a shit ton, pardon my French, of Falconer hops. I bought 2 bags full, but I think it's about 2 or 4 ounces, and it's supposed to be like this really big hybrid that emulates West Coast hops, or is West Coast hops, but it's a new hybrid that's really citrusy, and I'm trying to push it to that stone limit, where I get those really juicy tropical fruits and bitter grapefruit. But Ian says he emailed the recipe, so I'll check that out. I definitely want to figure out, if there are ways to do that without exploding my keg again. That'd be nice.
Well, I'm also wondering how he incorporated all the fruit, but didn't acquire all the acidity. There's not a lot of. It doesn't have an alcoholic, back taste or anything like that. It's super balanced and smooth and almost like velvety. Then.
Wow,
kind of like a Belgian characteristic. It's got that. It's rounded. It's versus you're not getting like a malty, acidic back taste to it. So.
Well, I think a little bit of acid is good. I kind of like the acidy thing. And what you mentioned earlier about my beers being too carbonated, you're absolutely right. I checked last week, and I'm definitely over-carbonating.
Oh.
I'm adding too much sugar. And so I'm going to crank, in addition to the distilled water, I'm going to crank back on my sugars and see if I can't flatten that out slightly. Because I've always been really paranoid that I'm not going to get that pop and hiss and
right
thing.
Gotcha.
And so I've sort of erred on the plus side of the sugars. And so I'm going to crank that back. And I also got these, I've been using Domino's sugar dots as because they're just so convenient.
Right.
And they work awesome, I would say. But I for the first time, I got through the Mr. Beer distribution these drops, carbonation drops. I'm going to try those to see if there's any kind of difference. I don't know. I know. I keep toying with that. Ian basically says you're going to have to move out from Mr. Beer, and I don't disagree with that. My problem is I want to be able to do, and you can do in the Mr. Beer kit. You can actually do things like what you're doing. You can do your own fresh ingredients and actually create the wort rather than buying it in a can. But I'm probably going to get there at some point. I'm probably never going to make the batch sizes that you do because I'm not interested in that. And that's because I like so many weird beers that I needed that quick rotation, and I need it to be small batches. This is like the perfect size for me because I have enough where I can give out a couple bottles to friends and family and still have plenty to drink, and a nice 2-week rotation system, and I get bored easily, and I want to move on to the next thing and just try the next thing and keep it rotating. I want to see how far I can push the taste boundaries before people are like, okay, snot beer is not the way to go.
So when we open the brewery, it'll be all rotating Randalls.
Yeah, that's right. That'll be a definite component of our brewery. So we've already got the name, and I think Justin's working on the logo. So we should, as long as we don't get sued, that's the only problem.
If we could just find a big Russian guy for the, for the labels.
Oh yeah. Right. Well, he's already got his Olde E's, so he's all set to go.
That's true.
But we definitely need we probably want to look into licensing. I thought about writing Sam and see if he has a problem with that, because I don't think that in and of itself is copyrighted or anything like that. But I definitely think if we name the brewery that, we might get a letter. And I don't want a letter from Bruce or Sam. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's congratulatory, but
which it probably most likely would be.
I'm actually shocked that no one's actually snagged that name or attempted to use that name.
Or just clever.
Right. So
so
stay tuned for that. We'll give you more details. We don't want to let everything in there.
We don't want to blow our Mr. Beer kit peg.
Yeah, God forbid. So
that's a stretch.
So that's going to do it for episode 38 of Brew You. We're going to make this a short one tonight because we got to get our drink on elsewhere.
And our eat on.
Eat on, yeah, food's good.
Our eat on.
So we gave Olde E's enjoyed by whenever. I do what I want. A kick-ass IPA you can drink whenever you want, not when some dirty hippie tells you to.
Wait, can we do that one more time, but with the South Park accent? Like,
hey guys.
There we go. I think that's.
I do what I want. Kick-ass IPA.
And this is why you will come back for our 39th episode, because clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yes. Where else can you get this? Really bad
I'm just without words.
Yeah. So
we're working on it.
So that's it. We gave 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
It's a solid IPA, really delicious. Actually, now that we've stopped drinking it, I love the bitterness.
Yeah, and actually,
the bitterness just hangs on.
It sits so well in your tongue. Like it actually really has a great.
I like it.
I could actually wait for my next one. I could wait for my next one, but I wouldn't want to wait for my next one.
And you know what?
It leaves a great taste.
You know what? I've never done this in the history of our Brew You. I'm upping it to a 9.
Whoa, things just got real.
I love the aftertaste of this. This is really good.
A component we've actually never measured on the show.
That's true. Well, because usually we're still drinking at the end of
Oh,
the show.
that could be it. I mean, I don't know.
But wow, I really like the lingering bitterness. That's a lot of fun. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I like it. 9 out of 10. So
I'm gonna go with 8 because I'm not gonna toot his horn. I will not be swayed by your Midwestern ways.
My great fear was that we crack it open and it would suck.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
I was worried.
I was actually preparing in my head ways to say nicely that it didn't suck.
Right. Be like, good effort.
Like, good job.
Here's
Ian.
a trophy for participation.
Here's a gold star. I'm gonna put that right in your bottom next to your blue label.
Okay. All right, we're gonna crack this up. Now we're out of here, guys. So have a good evening. Hopefully the sound kicked in the front portion of this. We'll find out later. So
if not, then you just have to read lips.
That's right. So until next time,
brew you.
Brew you. Over there.
Or
All right, let's go get some.